I just took out of the freezer frozen red pepper, frozen banana pepper, frozen onion, and 2 little blocks of frozen cheese. All the vegetables are from last summer's garden, and I'm going to use them all up for supper tonight for the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. I'm going to let them defrost a little bit, and then we're going to make supper. So I have everything ready to make a quick, easy supper. It's been a long, hot day. We've been working outside. We're both hot. We're tired. I'm going to make a really quick supper. We're going to make a crustless quiche, and it's perfect because I get to use up a bunch of peppers that we still have from the garden from last year, and I even found a few onions. I'm going to use up some eggs, some bacon that I had in the fridge from breakfast on the weekend. I found some cheese in the freezer. So this is perfect for the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge from Jessica at 3 Rivers. And it's going to come together quick. It's going to go in the oven, and we're going to have a great supper. So the first thing I'm going to do is fry up the onions and peppers. You don't have to do that. They can go right in, but I prefer the taste of them when they're cooked. So I'm going to fry them up. Turn it up a bit more. I'm just going to fry them up a little bit. I don't really like the taste of raw onion. I prefer it cooked, so I'm just going to cook these up a bit. It's probably a bit more than the quiche can handle, but I don't really measure, and all of this needs to be used up, so it's perfect. Yeah, that looks just about right. I just wanted the onions a little bit translucent and the peppers just cooked a wee bit. So I'm calling that good. And I did cook them in just a little bit of bacon grease. So we'll turn that off and bring it over to assemble our quiche. For today's quiche, I'll tell you the ingredients I'm using, but there's so many different ways you can make it. Obviously, I'm using the peppers I had, which was red pepper and bell pepper. I think it was a banana pepper. I had just a regular white onion, using cheddar cheese that I had in the freezer. I have leftover bacon that was in the fridge, my eggs. I'm using half and half cream, but you can use milk too. I would suggest if you're using milk to not use as much. I'm using almost a cup of cream. I would reduce it if I was using milk, and just salt and pepper. I'm not putting anything else in it. If you wanted to change it up, you could do it like with Italian sausage. From the sausages we have, from the beef we have, I've taken them out of the casing and just chopped the sausage up fine. In the summertime, I love to do this with cherry tomatoes and fresh basil out of the garden. Or you could do it the traditional way with, you know, just ham and Swiss cheese. There's so many different ways you can do it. And each time you do it, it's simple. And my past self chopped all this for me. I just grated the cheese, and FYI, grating frozen cheese is so fast and easy. And I had 3 pieces of bacon I had to chop up, and that's how simple it was. So I'm going to bring you in close. We're going to assemble it, and it'll be done in no time. Normally, I would only use about 5 or 6 regular eggs, like large eggs. But these eggs are from new chickens we have. Like, they just started to lay. And they're not quite, they're still kind of small. So, oops. I'm going to use them up in this because I find to use them in a recipe, they're not really big enough to count as a real egg. So I'm going to use I'll see how many. 5, 6, Yeah, I think I'll use 8. But like I said, normally I would use probably 6 large eggs. But these are quite small. And I'll add about a teaspoon of salt, black pepper, give it a good whisk. You know, when it's so hot and you've been working all day, you don't even really feel like a big supper, but you have to eat. We're kind of still hungry, but you just don't want anything heavy. This is going to be perfect. And the best part is it'll serve as breakfast tomorrow morning too. This can be great for a brunch. I don't mind having breakfast for supper. I kind of like it. I love having pancakes for supper. All right, so now I'll add my cream. So like I said, if you're using milk, I would maybe do half of that. So what I'm going to do is put not everything on the bottom. I'm going to put 3/4 of everything on the bottom and then sprinkle some on the top once I put the egg mixture. Oops. I guess I'm using about a cup of cheese. I didn't use the 2 full ones I took out of the freezer. I put half of one back in the freezer. So now I'll pour my egg mixture. There we go. And now I'm just, because I don't want everything to be on the bottom. Oops. Sprinkle some of this stuff on the top. And it's very pretty when it's cooked. I love having all the colors in it. We had such a good pepper crop last year. Like peppers, peppers, peppers. And I only have, I think, 1 more bag left in the freezer, so we have been good about using them up. And then just a topping of cheese. And I'm going to put this into a 350 oven, and I'm going to check it at 30 minutes. I want it to kind of cook slower so it cooks right through. And it gets golden brown and starts to pull away a wee bit from the edges. So look, how fast was that? So 350, and I'm going to check it at 30 minutes. Look at this, friends. That is beautiful, and it smells so good. Now it is going to collapse, so I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. Oh, it just smells so good. Now I am hungry, hungrier than I thought I was. So I'll be back. I'm just going to let it sit a little bit, and we're going to serve it up. Friends, I've had a long, hot day. I forgot to grease my pan. Or spray it. I usually spray the pan. So fingers crossed this comes out okay. I'm hoping I cooked the onions and peppers in bacon grease. I'm hoping the grease from that is enough on the bottom that it doesn't stick. I'm so sad. And I'm also going to serve it tonight with 3-bean salad from my pantry. This is from last year's garden as well. So, fingers crossed. I'm just going to give it another minute and we're going to try and serve it up. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. I'm so scared. And somewhere I have not one, but 2 pie spatulas. And do you think I can find either one of them right now? Hey, I think we're in luck. Ooh, look at that. Oh, thank the Lord. There. Isn't that pretty? So our homemade quiche with everything homemade but the cheese. Our 3-bean salad with everything from our garden but the kidney beans. Now for a taste test. It's still pretty hot. Oh, very hot. It's just perfect. I love when I cook the onions and peppers. It just adds a different dimension of flavor. That's a good supper. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope to be back with you really soon. And until we're together again, take care.